So, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, first I'd like to thank the IPU for inviting us. I'm a member of the European Parliament and co-rapporteur of the report on the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. Now, the European Union has declared a climate emergency and has voted a climate law. We have therefore adopted the European Green Deal as the policy framework to guarantee to European citizens the rights to clean air, healthy and affordable food, and a stable and safe climate situation. Obviously, none of this can be measured in terms of GDP. It has been almost now 55 years ago when Rόμπερτ Κένεντι explained that GDP measures everything except what is worthwhile. So we are moving as a union towards developing and integrating beyond GDP metrics, which are demanded and expected through the 8th Environmental Action Plan, which is referenced in our SDG resolution, an SDG resolution which posits that the implementation must be internal inside the European Union, but also external, addressing the spillover effects of European consumption and so on. We also have developed the SDG Compass, which is a system which evaluates every new legislation in terms of the SDGs, and we have integrated the SDGs in the European semester, which is a biannual monitoring system of the member states in terms of their development. Also, in the Strategic Foresight document of 2023, we have a suggestion of developing this beyond GDP metrics. So, in many ways, it is clear that our addiction to GDP is the problem. It is a statistical talisman emblematic of the absurd but deadly idea that infinite economic growth on a finite planet is not only possible but also necessary. So let's look at the current inferno that is engulfing the Northern Hemisphere, these unheard of and unprecedented heat domes across billions of people. What does this look like in terms of GDP? It looks like fossil fuel companies are increasing their GDP using their windfall profits from the pandemic and investing in new oil and gas exploration, increasing their production, and also using subsidies from our governments to produce more deadly heat. Deadly heat with premature death, which is unaccounted for, nobody pays for, and the states will have to clean up and reproduce these areas which will probably burn or be under drought, and that will result in a growth of GDP. This is really absurd. And the GDP captures neither the quality nor the direction of development, neither the distribution of the fruits of its growth, which are critical if we are to emerge from this current global crisis. So it is not only unhelpful, but is a major impediment in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, that is to combat the exploding inequalities and the galloping climate crisis, to ensure that the twin limits of human civilization, the hard limit of the planetary boundaries and the not so hard limit but equally important limit of social cohesion is maintained. In many ways, the SDGs are an existing beyond GDP metric, which is universally agreed politically, and it's also universally applicable. It's a common language with measurable, evidence-based policy metrics, 169 targets, which can function as a beyond GDP metrics. And this goes at the necessary condition which lies at the heart of both the European Green Deal and the SDGs, to leave no one behind. That is justice, and that is not captured by GDP. Climate justice, which will cover across classes, across generations, and across nations, to effect a massive but just transition to a safer, cleaner, healthier, more equitable, and peaceful world. This lies beyond GDP, and it opens the discussion about the 21st century Bretton Woods, which is at the heart of this high-level political forum. Thank you very much for your attention, and looking forward for our interaction.
Thank you, Mr. Kokkalis.